2024 is officially a wrap. Let's ask some agents in the office what their year was like, what their favorite transaction was, what the most challenging transaction was, and why, and find out what they think is going to happen here locally in the real estate market. Let's go. Daniel.
Oh, hey, Kaylin, how are you?
Good. Tell me, what was your favorite transaction of 2024?
Favorite transaction of 2024 was clients of mine who trusted me with the sale of their family home, their parents' home. They listened to all of our advice, and then getting them what they wanted, needed was super rewarding, and the joy they had at the end was second to none.
That's awesome. Okay, what was your most challenging transaction and why?
Double-ended means I have both sides of the transaction. Seller, death probate, reverse mortgage,
Oh boy.
court confirmation,
Oh my gosh.
buyer, 1031 exchange, all the things all at once. It was great.
Okay, great. What do you see happening here locally in the real estate market next year? This year?
Yes, this year. I see a continuation of what I call a hot pocket market, meaning super hot in some spots, super freezing in others, really dependent upon rates and what those do. But again, us being driven kind of by tech and what goes on in Silicon Valley, I think it'll be good for everybody that wants to play the game.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Daniel.
All right. Kaylin. Hey, what was your favorite transaction?
Easily my favorite transaction was 188 Kelly Lane. Over 10 acres, beautiful pool, and the seller took all of our advice. It was a great smooth transaction. Favorite one.
Perfect. How about your most challenging one?
Most challenging transaction was condo and Aptos. There was a lot going on with the HOA. There was litigation involved. There was issues with the decks. There was just a lot going on. So having to navigate that, get offers for our client, and have everybody happy in the end, it was difficult, but we made it happen.
Perfect. What do you see happening this year in the market locally?
I think it's going to be a great year in real estate here locally. I think there's going to be more favorable conditions for all parties involved. I think we're going to get a little bit more inventory come March, and I think there's going to be more for buyers to choose from. And I also think conditions are going to get a little bit easier for buyers to make those purchases. So I think it's going to be a great year.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, Maggie, tell me, what was your favorite real estate transaction of 2024?
I think it would probably be a veteran that I helped out through the Homes for Heroes program. He's now a police officer with police dogs. And when I sold him a house a few years ago, it didn't have room for his police car and police dogs. And now, this year, he found a new house. We found an off-market buyer for his house right away.
Wow.
Beautifully smooth transactions.
Yeah.
He's much happier now in some of his dogs.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was really important.
Cool. Okay, tell me about your most challenging transaction and why.
I would probably say a transaction I've been dealing with for several years. It was an estate and one of the kids was contesting the will. It made it really tricky from a transaction perspective, from a legal perspective. And she actually was having mental health issues. She actually ended up stalking me for a while and
That's so scary.
causing lots of havoc. Yeah, it was really scary, but I stuck in there for the family. I really wanted to help them out, and he ended up finding a market buyer.
Right.
And so I think the worst is over, but the sister and the fiance are very happy that we were able to sell the property.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so tell me what you see happening in real estate here locally in 2025.
My guess is that inventory will go up. We've had low inventory for a couple of years for various reasons, economic, political. But I think this is going to be the year where the buyers are going to come out, the sellers are going to come out. Everyone's tired of waiting around to do transactions. Our pricing probably won't change much because we're kind of a bedroom community for Silicon Valley from an economic perspective.
Yeah.
So definitely higher volume of transactions and pricing about the same, I guess.
Awesome. Happy 2025.
Thanks, you too.
Justin, what was your favorite real estate transaction this year and why?
My favorite one was probably a new type of transaction that I did this year. It was an RV park. It was gifted to a nonprofit that had utilized it as a source of income. And they were invited to expand their services. And so we sold the RV park, but there's a lot of moving parts. There's the business aspect of it. There's a mobile home park. There's complicated sewer lateral issues. There's some compliance issues with the county. And what made it good is also probably the most challenging one for me, but what made it really good was coming up with solutions for each of these sort of unique challenges that came along with this type of property.
Right.
But we got it done, and the seller's excited to use those funds to expand.
Awesome. And so then you just touched on it, but what was your most challenging transaction?
I'd say that one too is it had some pretty unique things, and you did solve some issues that were caused by a previous transaction, a change of title from the home, required 2 separate escrows. We spent many days out there working on really long sewer lateral to solve issues. There's the business aspect of it, how to be organized. Compliance issue with the county we had to address while we were in escrow. It was just complicated, a lot of moving parts, more than our average single family resident.
That sounds really complicated. Great job. So what do you foresee happening here in Santa Cruz County real estate locally in 2025?
You know, in short, I don't know. I wish I had a crystal ball. I think we're going to see some things unique to Santa Cruz happening locally. I think we're going to see more high-density projects, both on the sales side that may increase some of our inventory. A lot of it, I think, is going to be on the rental side, so maybe developer or investor owned. But I think our bigger, broader influences in our market are still, job market in the South Bay and the bigger, broader economic, factors that influence everywhere in the country. And I think right now I'm kind of preparing myself and my clients for just more volatility in the marketplaces. Nobody really knows right now. There's a clear direction, so expect some volatility maybe.
Okay, thanks so much. Elaine, talk to me about the best and most challenging things you saw working in KWSC this last year.
Oh gosh, it has to be the changes from the NAR settlement. Everybody in the industry had to relearn how to do everything we've been doing the same way from scratch. We all had to learn to navigate those things simultaneously. So we were trying to teach our agents how to do the new things as we were learning how to do the new things.
So what do you see happening this year in 2025? What do you think is going to happen?
I think a lot of realtors who got into business because they thought it was easy money are going to find themselves looking for 9-to-5 jobs outside of the industry. It's difficult and it's challenging, and what you're going to end up with is a bunch of really well-educated, highly professional agents who are choosing to make this their profession and not to make money in order to help the consumers.
Right, so it's going to be better choices for the consumer
Absolutely.
too. Yeah. All right, thanks, Elaine.
You're welcome, Caitlin.
Oh, time out.
Our little shit that went down.
But you don't want to say it on
I
video.
can't say it on camera.
What's your best transaction this year and why?
Justin.